Good evening. Do you have pets, specifically dogs? Have you ever thought and considered where you got it from? Did you rescue it from a shelter? Did you save it from the side of the road? Or did you adopt it from a breeder? I want you to imagine you're walking into an animal shelter and you see the walls lined with kennels, hundreds of them, little doggies looking through the gates. Imagine them wagging their tails, maybe barking a little bit, or some are even quiet, just hoping to get adopted that day. And I want you to imagine what it's like to save one of those dogs. You release another spot in a kennel to save another dog, and you get to take home a little fuzzy friend. Today, I hope to persuade you on why it is better to adopt and not shop. Overall, adoption is more ethical, it's more affordable for families, and it's life-saving. Overall, today I want to talk about saving lives, some arguments against adopting from a shelter, and how it benefits owners to adopt from a shelter. Let's start by looking at why adoption matters. Adoption saves lives. It keeps dogs off roads, and it puts them into homes out of the shelters. Some may ask, well, aren't dogs from shelters crazy or bad or have rabies? And although some places might be like that, most of them aren't. Most benefits of shelters are the dogs are vaccinated, they're spayed or neutered, microchipped, and their behavior evaluated to make sure they're safe to go to families. A 2025 study published by Belshaw and his co-workers said that all people noticed and recognized that dogs provide companionship, emotional support, and happiness no matter where they come from. I think this is a very important factor because some say that dogs from breeders are better or more well behaved, but that's proved to not be correct. Think of a pug. Pugs, although they're really cute, they are said to be either really aggressive or really loud. They bark a lot, and they also have many malformities. These malformities come from the lack of cross breeding. Next, overall, their welfare and appearance is better when they come from a shelter instead of a breeder. Even with these benefits, some people prefer breeders. Some might say breeder dogs are healthier. And although some responsible breeders might keep their animals healthier, that is most likely not the case. They do not mix breeds very well, and when they do, they lack genetic diversity. This causes, like I mentioned before, the pugs with odd faces or some other dog breeds that don't have the same qualities that a dog from a shelter would have. They have shorter lifespans or just don't have a great quality of life. Estevan Tonilio and Aparicos in a 2024 review noticed that certain dogs inherited congenital disorders that occur more specifically in specific breeds that are breeded over and over again because their genetics are too identical. Another argument that pro-breeders might say is that breeders have better personalities. Whether you're talking about the dogs with the personalities or the human connection you have with the breeder, this isn't always the case. Shelters evaluate the animal's temperament and they match dogs with families. They won't let you just take home a dog if it isn't going to be a good fit for you. Some benefits for owners. If you adopt from a shelter, it is much cheaper. And although some might argue that buying from a breeder doesn't cost as much as all the fees at a shelter, buying from a breeder normally doesn't include the vaccinations or microchips or being spayed or neutered. Vaccines and microchips are included in all shelters. Also, these animals from shelters provide an emotional addition to a household. You save a life by getting it out of the shelter. and you create a strong bond with that animal. And that is a very rewarding experience for anyone who doesn't love being with a dog. The ASPCA reports that millions of companions enter shelters every year, making adoption one of the most effective ways individuals can reduce pet homelessness. Some other pro breeders might say that buying is more responsible. Miller, in a 2020 article, said that ethical breeders exist and ethical shelters matter too. Adoption still saves lives. So what he's saying there is that although some breeders are ethical and do all the practices that are required, not all of them do, but all shelters do, and that adoption is just the way to go. Besides helping animals, adoption truly does benefit everyone. Now, let's review everything. Adopting from a shelter saves lives, and although there are some myths towards breeders or shelters, they are not always true. Adopting from a shelter is affordable and rewarding. Overall, adoption is the best choice, and I encourage you to take a call to action and to shoot to adopt from shelters instead of from breeders, and encourage everyone you know to adopt from shelters. You may think you're rescuing a dog, but you may find that it rescues you.